Hello, I'm Hansi Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girlz is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Den-Den Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now our captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
My Talawers, good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning, all depends on where you're based in the world. Welcome back to another Reggae Girlz Club update. On this week's episode, we have goals and assists from across the world. Let's get started by looking at top-tier football in Mexico with Liga MX. Atletico de San Luis, that is the club belonging to Trudy Carter, and Club Universidad Nacional, that is the club belonging to Den-Den Blackwood. This was the perfect game to kickstart the weekend. As you can see on the screen in front of you, this match was played on Friday, with Den-Den Blackwood's team getting the better of Trudy Carter's side. Blackwood registered an assist inside the 34th minute for the opening goal. The defender latched onto a rebound to double the lead. Blackwood also rounded off her efforts with a counter-attacking play, which led to the third goal, as UNAM defeated Trudy Carter's side 3-0. Top tier of women's football in Spain this weekend gave us mixed reviews. Let's start off by looking at Villarreal and Kayla McKenna. Now, as you can see, they're much better reading than last weekend's result. With that said, Villarreal and Kayla McKenna have returned to winning ways, beating their opponent Sporting 1-0. Now, I know what you guys are all thinking. Where is Kayla McKenna? We have Kayla McKenna firmly in the starting 11, donning the number 12 jersey. And with the arrow pointing down, that simply means that she was substituted. Nothing to worry about. It was in the latter stages of the game. Inside the 82nd minute, she was substituted off. Then we had a bit of a rocky affair with today's game. The Giants, the current reigning champions, that is Barcelona, playing away to Real Betis and Tiffany Cameron. And it doesn't make for a pretty reading, does it? Like I said, they are the reigning champions. Bit of an unfortunate occasion for Tiffany Cameron and Real Betis. As you can see on the screen in front of you, they suffered a heavy 6-0 defeat at the hands of league leaders Barcelona. No football this weekend for Alika Keane and Czech side Slavia Prague. They return to action this Wednesday, where they'll close off on their run in the UEFA Women's Champions League against Lyon in matchday 6 of the group stage. Cup football in Portugal, Chinelu Asha and Tuiense will be aiming to bounce back from their defeat against Racing in the 4th round of the Women's Cup of Portugal. Their next game will be played on Friday, February the 2nd. In Syria, Alison Swaby and AC Milan share the points with Pomigliano in a 0-0 draw. Should know who plays for FC Fluhy, but in case you've forgotten, that is the club belonging to Chantal Swaby, and the results reads for itself. Chantal Swaby's FC Fluhy defeated Dijon 4-1 to advance to the quarterfinals of the Coupe de France. Again, guys, that is the French Cup. Now, this game had me a little bit confused because I couldn't quite figure out what is going on or what went on. And I'm still a little bit confused, but I will try to get to the bottom of things, hopefully between now and this time next week. Now, here's why I'm confused, guys. Was following this game closely, saw Chantal warming up with her teammates, so I was under the impression that she's going to be playing, whether it's from the starting 11 or maybe coming on as a substitute. But that wasn't to be. I couldn't find her in the starting 11, and I also couldn't find her on the subs bench. I'm guessing maybe the manager had a change of heart. As I said, it was a cup game, so maybe the manager felt that Chantal could do with a little bit of a rest. But as I said, I will be keeping my eyes on this one, and hopefully by this time next week, I'll be able to give you some further updates. Okay? Scottish Women's Premier League. Now, the club that we're rooting for, guys, is Hearts, as you should already know. Now, this is the club belonging to Sade. Now, if I scroll down, you see the information that you guys are all keen to know, and that is the substitution of Sade. As you can see there, she came on in the 66 minutes, and what that meant, if I scroll back up for you guys, is that Sade came on in the 66 minutes as Hearts sealed a deserved 1-0 win over Spartans to extend their unbeaten run of form. The FA Women's Championship, that is the second tier of women's football in England. As it relates to Crystal Palace, Paige Bailey-Gill was absent from the Palace squad due to personal reasons, as Melissa Johnson and Charlton Athletic defeated the Eagles 1-0 to remain top of the table. Yvonne Wilson remains on the sideline after returning from a lengthy injury. Yes, guys, she is back in full training, and she has been back in full training for over a week now for Birmingham City. A positive note there for all you Birmingham City fans. As you can see right in front of you, Birmingham City secured a 1-0 win over London City. Another good result in the bag for our girls, as Atlanta and Southampton secured an all-important 1-0 victory over Sheffield United. The WSL, that is the top flight of women's football in England. We do have a few teams in the WSL to keep an eye on. Our first team is Bristol City. That's the club belonging to Shania Hales. Now, if I go ahead and hit the timeline, you get the all-important information that you're all seeking, and that is the 87th minute substitution of Shania Hales. And what that meant was Shania Hales came off the bench inside the 87th minute as Bristol City lost 2-1 against West Ham. And of course, you've guessed it, we're ending this weekend's Reggae Girlz Club update with a Reggae Girl derby. That is Tottenham versus Manchester City. Big Drew's and Rebecca Spencer's Tottenham versus Bonnie Shaw's Manchester City. The league table doesn't lie. Manchester City headed into the game with 5 wins on the bounce, seeking to close the gap on league leaders Chelsea, with 3 points separating the two sides. As you can see there, Manchester City are currently sat in second place with 28 points, and leading them is Chelsea, the Blues, sitting with 31 points. You all know back in November, Bunny bagged a hat-trick as Manchester City gave Spurs a 7-0 hammering. As a neutral, I was fearing the worst for Spurs. I was thinking, are they going to suffer yet another heavy blow at the hands of Khadija Bunny Shaw and Manchester City? A much better reading there if you support Tottenham. As you can see there, Khadija Bunny Shaw netted in the 51st minute as Manchester City defeated Spurs 2-0. As you can see there, Rebecca Spencer watched on from the subs bench. Drew Spence remains unavailable due to a hamstring injury. That's that, guys. We've come to the end of the show. If you're new, please do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Whether you're new or part of the old furniture, please do go ahead and hit the like button. If you're out and about, I hope that you make it home safe and sound. Don't forget to attack that Monday like Usain Bolt in Beijing. Thank you as always for your continuous support, and you know how it goes. Take care until next time.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.